Hi there. If you're the curious type and you've been in a crowd, maybe at an airport, I bet you've said to yourself, I wonder what he does for a living, or she looks interesting, I wonder what her job is. Well, this is not a video about guessing someone's occupation, but we are going to explore some fascinating things about familiar jobs that will be fun to know. And stick around till the end because we're going to take a field trip to one of the most scenic places in California and meet someone who has a truly fascinating occupation. But first, you're watching Fun to Know with Carol. I'm Carol, here with quick weekly videos to help interesting people like you connect with their curiosity. Now, on with the show. I'm so glad you're with me today, and I'm glad we're here at the airport because the first job we're going to look at belongs to a real flighty friend of mine. Now, I say that tongue-in-cheek because Cindy is not flighty in the least, but she is a flight attendant. Now, I've traveled a lot, and I thought I knew what a flight attendant's job entailed. I knew that it was a lot of hard work and not as glamorous as most people think. But I was fascinated to find out that they are only paid for the time that they're spent when the airplane doors are shut. So when we're boarding, taking time with all that luggage, and deplaning, and when they spend time on the ground, they're not being paid for that. I think they deserve double for all that luggage handling that we end up doing as we get onto the plane. And speaking of those great smiles and bye-byes that we get when we're going on and off the plane, I thought that most of the training they must get has to do with customer service. But Cindy set me straight on that. She said basically, flight attendants are EMTs in the sky. 99% of what they're trained on is how to handle emergencies, with just a couple of hours on customer service. So I asked Cindy, what about those rotten customers? And I thought I'd have some great horror stories for you here. But it's fun to know that most passengers are really nice and friendly, making it the best job in the world, according to Cindy. She really did change my perspective and help my understanding of this fascinating job. Now, I've got a plane to catch. We're off to the Midwest today to talk with a new friend of mine, Billie, who's a farmer in West Liberty, Iowa. Now, I'm pretty much a California girl, minus the tan, and I thought it would be fascinating to find out a few things I would never know about actually owning and running a farm. Billie's done farming his whole life, and now he has 3,000 acres and 22,000 hogs that he farms each year. He grows non-GMO soybeans, corn, and specialty grains. So right off the bat, I found interesting things about Billie's job. First of all, the sheer size of his operation and the whole system of rotating the crops with his hogs. And then he told me that he ships his specialty tofu beans to China. And here we think that all the international trade is about imports coming from China. This size farm has a huge workload, and it's good that his family works with him. I'll share the website in the description box so that you can read more about it. What's that? You're surprised that a farm has a website? Well, that was the next fascinating thing I found. The workload has changed for Billie over the years. Now it's even more about planning than ever before, and they have to use technology for essential tasks like managing seed spacing, seed depths, compactions, and social media and marketing. But even with modernization and technology, most people would be surprised to know how difficult the job still is. The margins are tight and there's definitely a real up and down nature to the work. So modern farmers have to be really smart. Billie's got a 4-year degree and he tells me that if you want to manage a farm these days, that's a requirement. But shortly after leaving college, he had to throw his book learning out the window with changes in technology. He tells me that what college did for him, though, was teach him how to learn. A man after my own heart. Can you imagine trying to run a farm without constantly learning what's best and most efficient for your crops? And without learning new methods, how would you ever be able to handle diagnosing the health of your crop with satellite imagery? Yep, that's what they use. Another fun to know fact. I was captivated listening to Billie share his excitement for farming, technology, and learning. This familiar job has so many fascinating aspects to it. I'm back just in time for my Zumba class, and I so love the fact that my local fitness center has a Zumba class. Diane is our teacher, and I was curious as to the why and how she got started, so I did a little digging into the fun-to-know history from her. Surprised to find out that Diane is actually a communications professor at one of our local colleges. She's been doing that for 21 years. Teaching Zumba, though, for 6 years, and what a dynamic 6 years those have been. Diane teaches 6 classes a week, 2 of which are team teaching, which sounds like a ton of fun. But wait a minute, there's a 7th class. Diane actually volunteers to teach Zumba to some women who are recovering from drug addiction. Now, I know this about Diane. She is a giver. And this is just in line with the way Diane lives the rest of her life. But the reason she became a Zumba instructor is because dance just gives her so much joy. And you know that if you're going to keep on with an exercise regimen, it's got to make you happy. Zumba does that for Diane, and I think that's why her classes are so contagious. If you take a class from Diane and you agree, put a yay down in the comments below. Now, if you've never been to a Zumba class, you might be surprised to know you don't have to be a dancer. You just have to want to move. You don't have to be wild and crazy and high intensity. Everybody goes at their own pace. But if you enjoy energetic music and moving, Zumba might be just the thing for you. And don't buy into the myth that Zumba teachers are only young and beautiful and thin and only do salsa music. Obviously, neither do the students. Just know that they come in all sizes, shapes, and nationalities. That's fun to know. But one thing I know for sure, if your Zumba teacher is at all like Diane, they are passionate, energetic, and well worth your time to learn to dance. Off to Zumba. As promised, we're going to take a little field trip up to Morro Bay on the central coast of California. We're going to explore an occupation. I have no idea who's in this occupation, but we'll just see if we can find someone. But listen, if you're new to this channel, first of all, let me say thanks for joining us and welcome. And if you're finding this video interesting, please hit like and subscribe and comment and share and all those good things that mean so much to me. But here's the question of the day. Remember in the beginning of this video, I said this is not a video about guessing someone's occupation. But would that be fun for you to see? I'm thinking it might be fun to make, asking random strangers if I can guess what their job is. So tell me in the comments below if that's something you'd like to see. 10 or more people who want to see it, I will make that video. But for now, let's get moving up the coast. It's a beautiful day in Morro Bay today, and I thought it would be fun to come up and find a commercial fisherman and chat them up a bit and see what interesting things I could find out about this job that probably most of us know nothing about. Ready and eager to accommodate me is Eric, who is the deckhand on the Trailblazer, a boat that his brother had purchased from a captain that he had worked with some years ago. They're fixing it up so that they can take it on a fishing expedition up to Wayport, Washington. The fish of the day, albacore. And you may not have known that when the water temperature changes, the focus of fishing changes. Once albacore is done and the water's colder, it's swordfish that they'll focus on. And they'll be heading down the coast to Southern California all the way to San Diego. I found it fun to know that 2 guys could have an independent enterprise like this that combines their love of fishing with a sense of adventure. Of course, it goes without saying that a certain degree of handyman skill is needed to get a boat like this up to speed and maintained along their route. I asked Eric what people might be surprised to learn about this way of life, and I thought he might say something about the technical aspects of fishing. But instead, he said the long hours and the hard work really do pay off. The more you fish, the more people get involved, new people you meet with every new port along the way. The connections and the friendships are just awesome, he said. That sounds like the perfect combination for a fascinating job, doesn't it? Hard work, skill and know-how, persistence, a sense of adventure, and friendship. Does it get any better than that? There's a lot I still don't know about commercial fishing, but this is one fascinating job. I hope you've enjoyed traveling with me in this video and found yourself saying, "That was fun to know." I'll be here next week with a completely new topic, and I'll look forward to replying to your comments. I do appreciate you and hope you have a great week ahead.